Hello there, I've got an exciting announcement. Yes, I'm using a funny voice because we're going to a place where they talk funny. Where's that, Dave?
We are going to Europe.
Woo, they talk funny in
They
Europe.
talk funny over there. They talk like this. Hello, I'm from the Europe.
Hello, I'm from Germany.
Hello, oh, I'm Icelandic.
They're funny over
They're
there.
funny over there.
Which is good because we're going to do comedy podcasts.
We are doing a live Do Go On tour. We're going over to the UK and Ireland for the first time in over 5 years. Oh my goodness. And we're also adding a show in Berlin.
So exciting.
Hello, I'm from Berlin.
Yeah. Yes, that was very good.
This is the first 2 weeks-ish of November, and we are going to be coming to these places. Get excited. If you live in Berlin, Edinburgh, Belfast, Dublin, Manchester, Leeds, Birmingham, Bristol, and or London.
Ooh, have you ever heard of it?
Hello, I'm from London.
No, that one doesn't work.
No.
No.
They sound different there.
Okay, I'll work on my London accent. And we've got a Patreon pre-sale coming up this Friday, July 26, 2024. So if you want to be the first to get access to tickets, to make sure you can get a seat there and also get a 20% discount, so you get a big discount, sign up to our Patreon at any level, patreon.com/dogoonpod, or all tickets will go on a general sale this Monday, July 29, 2024. This tour is in November 2024. I've got to tell you that. If you're listening to an old episode,
remember.
we're going to be there.
Coming.
So yeah, sign up to the Patreon, or on Monday, the tickets will be on sale at dogoonpod.com. We can't wait to be there. What was that accent?
That was London.
Belfast?
Yeah, okay.
Even on a budget, quality is non-negotiable. That's why Quince is the place to score high-end essentials at 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Get your hands on buttery soft cashmere sweaters from just $60, Italian leather jackets, and so much more. And the best part about Quince, they exclusively partner with factories committed to safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing. Elevate your style without the elevated price tag with Quince. Go to quince.com/upgrade for free shipping and 365-day returns.
Millions of people have lost weight with personalized plans from Noom. Like Evan, who can't stand salads and still lost 50 pounds.
Salads generally for most people are the easy button, right? For me, that wasn't an option. I never really was a salad guy. That's just not who I am. But Noom worked for me.
Get your personalized plan today at Noom.com. Real Noom user compensated to provide their story. In 4 weeks, the typical Noom user can expect to lose 1 to 2 pounds per week. Individual results may vary.
Welcome to Do Go On Presents. You might notice that I'm not that high energy blowhard Dave Warnock here. I'm the cool, calm and collected Matt Stewart, and I'm sitting in a beautiful armchair, one of those ones that's fancy. I can't think of their names. Chesterfield. I'm in a Chesterfield, but it's a recliner.
Oh,
They do those?
Lazy Boy
A
Chesterfield.
lazy boy Chesterfield. That's classy.
The collab we all needed.
And I'm smoking a cigar and sipping a brandy.
Oh.
Dave, what are you sipping on?
I'm sipping and swilling
Yes.
a little cognac.
Oh, a cognac.
I call it a cognac.
Oh, yeah. Which I think is how Johnny Cognac wanted it to be called.
Exactly.
But we're here to do an episode of Do Go On Presents.
Oh, what are you wearing, by the way?
What am I wearing? I mean, open your eyes, Dave. Nearly nothing. I'm wearing a silk... what do you call those gowns that's got a split down the middle and a thing that ties up?
Like a dressing gown?
Robe,
Oh,
yes. I'm wearing...
Got to be something more specific than robe or dressing gown. No, there wasn't.
I'm wearing a silken robe.
Oh, my goodness. I'm wearing...
And I'm crossing my legs and I'm uncrossing them, Dave.
That's why
Eyes up here.
That's why I turned my lazy boy around. And I'm wearing... You probably can't see me because I've turned around from the fire because it's getting quite hot. I'm wearing a cloak.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
wearing body armor.
Oh, my God.
I'm wearing elf shoes.
Oh, my God.
Do you know why?
No. Dave, are you okay?
Because we've just finished recording our next Do Go D&D campaign.
Whoa.
And I get really into character as someone who's very confused about their character's identity.
Yes.
With a cloak, armor, and elf shoes.
Well, I think you're just a dwarf of many talents or whatever your character was. We recorded a little while ago. I forget.
I was a dwarf.
Yes. Okay, great.
Or a gnome. No, I'm a gnome. Sorry.
A gnome. Very different,
Very
mate.
different. No.
Very different. If Adam Carnivale was here, he would scold you He's one of the more fierce DMs around.
Yes.
But we're about to listen to the beginning of a campaign. Our new campaign. This is our new Patreon bonus episodes. We're now doing 4 a month.
Yeah, so nearly every single Sunday, a bonus episode will hit your feed, and we've got reports coming out the wazoo. We've got quizzes. We've got Phrasing the Bar, which has just wrapped up. It's about to become the Do Go On Movie Club, where we pick a movie each month.
Yeah, probably with the help of the Patrons. We haven't fully figured it out.
That'll be fun. And now also the final Sunday, we will have an episode of Do Go D&D. We've got a 6-episode campaign coming out. This is the first time we recorded one with Adam Carnivale from Sanspants Radio and D&D is for Nerds as our dungeon master about 4 years ago, and that's also available to listen to.
He's also from Getting Fruity with Matt and the Boys.
Sorry, this is number 1 credit.
And the Ape Titty Slide Saga on the Primates feed.
Check that out. It's a lot of fun. As is this. We had so much fun. We recorded them all in one day to sort of get the story and the characters, and it was, man, wasn't it the best time? We were talking about it for days afterwards.
It was so fun, yeah. I think I've said this on the pod previously, but there were a couple of days later, I was thinking, I can't wait to finish watching that series. And then I realized the series that I was thinking of was the D&D that we'd just done. That's how good of a storyteller Adam is.
It's so good. It's so good.
And you've listened back to it. I have not, and I never will, to be honest, only because I hate the sound of my voice. But
honestly, I had such a good time listening to it. So for this episode, because the first episode is our character creation, where we created all new characters and sort of Adam helped us build the world and told us what our powers were and things like that. And it goes for an hour and a half because we're having such a good time. And you're going to listen to the first half of it now. And I had to find a point where to stop it. So I started listening back and I thought I'll stop now. But I ended up in one weekend listening to all 6 episodes that we recorded because I was having such a good time.
That is, I mean, what a tick of approval that is.
Yes.
That even someone who was on it was like, this is fun.
It's fun, yeah.
You're a better man than me. But I believe, where do you pull out? Where does this episode end that we're about to listen to?
It's about halfway, but we haven't named our characters yet.
Oh, okay. See, the sizzle is...
Yeah, there's a bit of sizzle here.
Join up on Patreon and you can hear the names. Don't be a tight ass. I can't remember mine or Jess's names. What was your name?
All right, I'll give you one name.
Okay.
My name.
Thank you.
My name is Terry Sharpener.
Dave, give me a real name.
Seriously, that's what we go through a whole list.
Yeah, right.
And that's the one we chose.
Terry Sharpener's great. It does sound, it's close to an old Jason Statham character. Terry Leather.
I think there's definitely a bit of Terry Leather about my character.
Terry Sharpener. I'm Terry Sharpener. Did you do a voice?
I tried a voice. Don't forget you tried one too for your character.
I slipped out of it pretty quick. But we left Adam to do the voices. He did great voices.
Oh man, he's such a great storyteller.
I kind of wish you could see him. We should have filmed it because his face transformed.
He really gets into character. Next time
he did one character that had tusks.
Yeah, and they were coming out of his face.
They just somehow he had them protruding.
One
out
of them
his face.
touched me.
Yeah,
I
got touched by one of his tusks. Excuse me.
Touched by a tusk.
I got touched by a tusk. Is that meant to happen? Is that what this game is? You invite me here into our studio. Man, it was fun though. I'm really looking forward to people getting to hear it. And so yeah, it's going to be out sort of second or last month.
The fourth Sunday of every month.
Last month, the fourth Sunday of every month. That's
right.
what I was trying to say. I was trying to say the fourth Sunday of every month. Instead, I said the last month. That's what I said.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Isn't it weird that I don't like listening back to myself?
We'll fix you in post. So, the first episode, the full thing that you're about to hear, you get to hear the first half for free, a bit of a sizzle. But if you want to hear the full thing, it's out now on Patreon. You go to patreon.com/dogoonpod and sign up at the Dreamboat Cooper level or above. And you also get access to other benefits like voting for topics, access to pre-sale tickets, discount codes for live shows. Be part of the Facebook group. We'll send you a Christmas card to say...
The Europe tour coming up.
Hello at Christmas.
You get first dibs on those tickets and a big 20% discount.
20% discount. So honestly, this thing pays for itself. And also, you get to support the show and we get to keep doing it every week for the rest of our lives.
That's
which I
right.
love.
Ad-free. Did you say that?
Oh, yes. Also ad-free of the main episodes of Do Go On we put out now.
Yeah. Are you on here? This kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
Does this count as an ad?
This isn't an ad. Well, technically this whole thing is an ad, but I think it's 45 minutes of fun, so I think it's worth it.
Yeah. And if you're wondering, Jess is fine.
Yeah, Jess is fine.
Jess is fine.
Stop asking.
Stop asking. Stop worrying. She's fine.
Yeah, we've got an auto reply now on the email that just says she's fine.
She's
because
fine.
we've had
Don't
so
worry
many
about it.
emails.
Please stop asking.
So without further ado, please enjoy this character creation episode of Do Go D&D. And one more time, if you want to hear the rest of it, go to patreon.com/dogoonpod. We love you all.
Love you. Bye. Laters. Adam, I want to pitch an idea to you.
Yes.
What do we call? Why don't we call this season "Werewolves in the Jungle"? Okay, the listeners, Dave just said that off air, and I tried to steal it. Very good stuff.
It's hilarious.
Dave was just riffing
It's
it.
good. I love it.
I was saying, like, I don't know what we get. Well, maybe we'll find the name for it at the end because we were saying, what do we call this? And I said, we'll call it Do Go D&D, and then colon, maybe we'll call it Werewolves in the Jungle or something. And then everyone high-fived me, and it felt really good.
I lifted him up.
I think I know. Sorry.
I lifted him. I just wanted to reiterate, I lifted him.
really
Was
strong.
with her
I'm very
legs. Did it at a leg press.
And you've cut off half your hair, and you're still strong, Samson. Well done. We didn't notice. Sorry, Jess.
Nobody fucking notices.
Unironically, I don't want to venture too far from this very important digression in Werewolves in the Jungle.
Yes.
I think it is a great idea for a horror little story. I think that's a monster where you're not expecting a monster.
Yeah.
And a monster you're not expecting in that situation.
Oh, what about Polar Bear in the Desert?
Ooh.
That's scary.
Yeah.
What about Polar Bear in the
hell?
big city? Then it's scary for the polar bear
Yes.
too. Because he's like, how do I cross this road? You know what I mean?
You think of polar bears as monsters? Just a quick question.
They're pretty.
You know
I mean,
they're a real thing, right?
Yeah, but they'll
You're
fuck
right.
you up.
Werewolves unreal. Crocodile at Greensboro Shopping Centre.
That's scary.
That's scary.
I think you're on top there. Like crocodiles in the water, they've got you.
Yeah.
But at a shopping centre,
It's not going to get up an escalator.
on the tiles, they're slipping and sliding.
Yeah.
You hear their
poor thing.
nails just clicking and clacking.
Yeah. Like a dog on tiles.
Yeah, no good.
Just trying to get down to Pet Barn and eat
Eats them.
eat a
Eat some
rabbit.
chickens. They sell chickens at Pet Barn. Is this kind of what the show is going to be?
Yeah, I have to assume. And on that note of the show, so we're doing character creation to begin. In between now and when we last played Dungeons and Dragons, there have been many changes to the game. A lot of new things that you can play as. Different
That's so
creatures.
interesting.
Okay.
I picture it to be a set thing. Dungeons and Dragons, these are the rules. You blow the dust off them. You know, they were written in a tablet, and this is what they are.
Inscribed
But
upon
they-
the mountain, yeah.
It's like, it's like AFL or something. There's a match committee, there's a rules committee, and they're always meeting and updating things.
And every time it changes, people complain.
yeah, it is like AFL.
Yeah.
I love when Matt puts it in terms only he can understand.
No, I just thought for the listeners, I thought I'd help them out,
Yeah,
especially the Americans and the English
That's
and
right.
the
Yeah.
Irish.
And Dave and Jess. Yeah.
So there are when it comes to creatures that you can play as, there are a lot of options.
Okay.
And I'm going to go through some of the basic ones, and I'm going to go through some of the more interesting ones. And if that doesn't pique your interest, we can keep going. I can't show you my screen, but there's a long list.
Okay.
There's a long list.
For the listeners, I just want to paint a picture. When Adam's talking about his screen, he's talking about a computer that looks like Darth Vader had it made like custom for him. Don't you reckon?
Yeah.
That looks like...
That's the chunkiest motherfucker I've ever seen.
It's so
in my life.
chunky. It's got these grills out the back.
Yes, and it's got the red light up keyboard. Very Darth Vader.
So what I'm taking away from it is that it's either a very old laptop or a newish laptop that like has power beyond anything I can comprehend.
Yeah. It's a gaming computer, is it?
It is a gaming computer,
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
It's an old gaming. It's so
it's
old.
both.
So I was both. So I was both.
You were both.
God, I'm doing well
You're
today.
double
already.
right.
Oof.
It's so old that I actually need to get a new one because the operating system is no longer supported.
Okay, great.
Are you on Netscape over there?
Yeah.
But you've turned it around to show us that it is quite a long list.
Yes.
So
It looks like
I'm going to narrow it down for you.
looks like dozens.
I'm going to be decisive. I
Just to
reckon.
ask how it works to be accepted in the D&D community. Like Matt's saying, is there committees or anything like that vote for, yes, we will now accept plant people as an option, or is it just
I
whatever
think
you
they're
want?
called orcs. Am I right?
There's both.
Okay. There's a thing called plant people.
I just pointed
Pick your poison when it comes to plant
I pointed
people.
to a fake pot plant we've got in the studio as my example. Sorry.
Wow.
What was I going
What is an orc something?
an orc? Yeah. Well, I think
Is that not a tree man?
there's
A tree man?
There is a tree man. There's I think types of tree men.
Maybe
if
my
you
character
want.
could be called the Treeman Show.
could be called.
And
the
it's
Tree Man
all
Show.
like a reality TV Treeman character.
yeah. That it.
Matt,
I'm just
Makes
spitballing.
for an interesting
Just
game.
spitballing.
Matt.
No bad ideas.
Matt, I love it.
Okay. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect. No, my question was, how do they officially get added to this list, or is it official, or is it whatever you want it to be?
There is a official list. There's obviously an unofficial list. As people will make. People love to make for things that they love. So there's a huge, unending list of made things. But official content is made by Wizards of the Coast. They'll come out with books, and those books will have typically new content for you to play in it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Interesting. The,
All right.
the inlanders get no say.
No, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which,
Wizards
in
of
a D&D country like Australia, the vast majority of the population live in the Wizards of the Coast.
That's right.
90%. Yeah,
90%,
yeah. I've heard that.
True, but
yeah.
the polar bears in the desert get 0.
They get nothing. Those monsters.
So let's get into the list. Okay. Now I'll start with it's an alphabetical list. So going alphabetically, we have a creature called an Aarakocra, which is a bird person. A lot of these are going to be blank person.
Love
just
it.
letting you know.
Great.
Little bird boy.
I think I already know I want to be a dog person.
Aarakocra get, just to give you some broad things, they get some flight abilities, obviously, being a bird person. Aside from that, it's really, you do also get talons.
Ooh.
Talons and the ability of flight.
That's an extra
Australia's
weapon right
got
there.
talons.
You haven't had a coffee yet, but you are on fire.
Good.
It's insane.
Combining a media concept with a D&D concept.
How does he do it? How does he do it?
Centaurs. I think we all know
yeah.
what a centaur is.
Classic.
You can be
But just in case we don't,
Yeah.
is it the bullman or the horseman?
horseman.
Horseman,
Yeah.
thank you.
It truly is just blank person.
Yeah.
Here's our first not blank person, Changeling, which is a shape-changing creature.
That's fun.
You can alter your appearance. Your default appearance is kind of honestly a little bit horrific. You look a little bit like the classic gray alien.
Yeah.
That is what you look like kind of by default.
But what about in the game?
Bit of fun there.
Yeah.
But
I'm hideous.
can you change? But you can change into anything, so you'd rarely be that
That's
tall.
Jess has cut her hair off, and she's wearing a greyish hue.
You can play as a Dragonborn, who are dragon people. You get a breath weapon, obviously, like a
Yep.
dragon does. And you have resistance to a certain type of damage based on...
Can you fly?
You can't fly, unfortunately.
Because I did like the flight of the bird person, but if a dragon could fly, which I thought they could.
Yeah, unfortunately, when they add the person, they lose the flight for Dragonborn. Yeah,
Right.
If you're looking for flight, I'll keep an eye out for you, and I'll let you know anything else that gives you that
Thank
option.
you so much. If I could get fire-breathing flight, that'd be pretty good. Because when you mix donkeys and dragons, they can still fly. I learned that off Shrek 2.
Yeah.
Right.
That's correct.
Or
yes.
maybe Shrek 1.
They become infertile, though.
They do, that's right. Like mules.
Oh, that's so sad that Donkey's children are all in.
Donkey will never be a grandfather.
Yeah.
That's sad because he'd be a fun grandpa.
He really would.
He really
You,
would.
He's
you
happy to adopt.
basically, that's the first
Adopt
joke
grandchildren.
first joke I ever made on stage was basically that. Like it was finding out the fact that what do you call it? Interbred species, their offspring are nearly always infertile. And I'm like, and I was watching the documentary, I was so sad. And what made it specifically sad was I was watching with my friend Gary, who's a monkey man. And I just thought he would have made a really great dad. And I've never got it to work. Like, every time.
And that was your first.
That was my first joke.
There's something in this.
And the audience was just like, I'm like, do you understand why I thought that might be funny? They
I
just
do.
look at me like, yeah. Anyway.
I'm loving the re-legislating a joke that didn't land.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Bring it back.
I've tried it a few times to bring it back. I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe I didn't have the skills back then.
Yeah.
No, it was the joke.
You've got the charisma to sell it now.
yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, Adam's got a long list.
Sorry. Long list. It's okay. We're
up
in
to
D
A.
though.
Okay.
We're in D.
great.
We're in
Oh,
D.
this is where D&D really gets going.
It is. It is. The first D of the game. That's exciting.
Okay. Here we go.
Monumentous occasion.
What's it going to be?
The first D is dwarf, which I think we all understand.
Yes.
Basically, you're
Is
Hale
giblets?
Hardy. Sorry,
Giblets from the Mountain King?
Gimli.
From the Mountain
Gimli, yes.
From the Mountain
Yeah, sorry, I'll
King.
Yes.
translate for you.
He's,
Giblets.
He's one?
yes, he's a dwarf. Dwarfs are hale and hardy. You're very, you are hard to push around. You're physically very sturdy.
Nuggety. Sort
Yeah.
of like a back pocket in Aussie rules.
Yeah. Yes. I need the translation for that one.
Back pocket? They're like a back pocketed
yeah,
dwarf.
yeah, great.
Nuggety defender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one. Thanks for that.
I was pointing at myself like I must be hard to push around, and Dave said, nah.
Oh, because
And
I
now-
thought you were saying nuggety.
Oh,
Because
but
Adam
am I
was saying nuggety.
Am I hard to push around?
You're hard to push around.
Okay, great.
But you're not nuggety.
Okay. Well,
Your legs are nuggety, I guess.
yeah, nuggety down the bottom. down the
Yeah,
bottom.
Weird proportions.
And then contrasting the
Like a
dwarf
chimp.
Contrasting a dwarf.
is the elf. In many respects, the exact opposite. Very dexterous, but not nearly as hardy. Very
Yes.
easy to knock down if you can catch one.
The Australian actor and
If you can
the...
catch one,
If you can catch them,
get your hands on him.
they have to give you their pot of gold.
Was it Kate Blanchett or someone in those movies played
Yes,
an elf?
Gladriel. I
Gladriel.
believe Kate Blanchett's character was.
Yep.
Yes.
Really good at bringing the pop culture in movies.
You could play a fairy.
Ooh.
Which
Oh,
are,
Tinkerbell.
So,
Am I right?
Yes, Tinkerbell's a fairy.
Yep.
Yes, correct. You will not be as small as Tinkerbell because Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, at least, doesn't allow one to get that small very easily, but you will be small sized.
Right.
I believe I mentioned
Like the Hook version, Julia Roberts. Like, she's not small.
yes. Yes.
I mean, apart from they use tricks to make her look small, but she's still Julia Roberts.
yeah.
You haven't had coffee yet. That's what I don't understand.
I mentioned fairy because they have the power of flight.
Yeah.
Oh.
You also get a little sprinkling of pixie dust, shall we say. You get some magic. And that's
If I choose fairy, can I have a cute outfit too?
you can have a cute outfit regardless
I
of
want
who
to be
you
a
pick.
fairy.
Okay.
I
wanna go fairy?
I want it for my inner child. I want to go for fairy.
Fairy's sick.
Fuck, I loved fairies.
Good option.
All right.
Ever have a fairy party?
Yeah, absolutely.
You get to eat fairy bread.
Of course.
You can hang out with fairy penguins.
Uh-huh. That was my 5th birthday, yeah.
Whoa.
Fairy penguins, fairy bread, fairy outfit.
You ate fairy penguins?
I ate fairy penguins. I'm not proud of it.
If
We
you can catch
roasted them on a spit.
It was nearly 30 years ago. Times have changed.
Times have changed. Now you can't eat penguins because the PC's gone mad.
well, also because there's not many left to eat.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Jess had quite a big turnout.
I was very popular at 5.
Yeah.
Blasting through the G's, we've got gnomes, goblins, and Goliaths.
That's so good. Dave, that's your hip hop album's title. Blasting through the Jews.
And then colon, gnomes, Goliaths,
Goblins.
goblins.
Gnomes can pick an affinity with magic or with tinkering, like little mechanical objects. They can go either way on that one. Goblins are, I think we all kind of understand what a goblin is. They
love gold. Goblin gold.
I mean, I think anyone can love gold. There's no creature here.
You went from, we all know what that is, to, that's not right. So quickly. I don't need to explain it to
I know
these idiots.
the goblins were in Noddy, weren't they? They were always stealing Noddy's stuff.
Noddy.
This is Adam trying to blast through the G's.
Don't worry. Don't pick goblin. You don't know what they are.
Pick something else.
Goblins just get a lot of cool things for being small-sized. They are very focused on the fact that they are very alone in the world in a lot of ways, which is sad. Goliaths are very large creatures. They stand about a foot on average taller than humans, and as such, they're very strong. That is Goliath.
Love that. Yep. Just pointed to me. Feeling good about that one.
We have Hadozi, who are monkey people.
Oh my god, okay. All right.
You have to be a monkey person.
Monkey man.
can if
Just like
you
my
want.
friend Gary.
You won't have kids, though.
Hope that's
okay with
okay
that?
with you.
Oh, well, if I'm a bonobo, that doesn't matter. Isn't that best of both worlds?
Yeah. All the fun.
All the fun, none of the responsibility. Although, of course,
I don't get it.
Oh, they're
Bonobos
the ones
love to fuck.
they just bang all the time.
they bang, like they solve problems in their society with fucking.
We should all be so lucky.
Yeah.
And the primatologists out there are going, they're not monkeys, they're apes. And I know, but it was just a bit of fun, okay?
Yeah.
Just let us have some
Let
fun.
us have some fun. We're
Some
playing
things
D&D.
we say today won't be factually correct about, goblins and...
Yeah.
Yeah, goblins, they don't love gold.
They don't necessarily love gold. That's just a harsh stereotype.
In Pathfinder, which is a variation of Dungeons and Dragons, it's just made by a different company, but very similar in a lot of ways. In Pathfinder, goblins canonically hate fire and horses, which I think is interesting.
That is interesting,
Wow.
yes.
I love
They can't
horses.
stand them.
I couldn't, even my best acting skills, I couldn't hate a horse.
Yeah. And he's the best actor of all of us.
Yeah.
so-
He is, yeah. He's on fire, and he hasn't had coffee.
I know, it's crazy.
So it says, those are the G's.
Yes.
Sorry, H.
We're in H, yes.
Stands for...
Hobgoblin.
Hadozi. Hobgoblins are also an option. I was going to skip over them, but they are an option.
What does the hob add to a goblin?
Well, this is a common...
Got a goblin. We like that. We know what that is. Once you add hob, that's where we start to go, hang on. What's going on?
Hobgoblins are larger. They're roughly human-sized, and they're, with cultural reasons, they're very different. As in, like, they have a different culture than goblins. I think hobgoblins are a little just boring. They exist because an earlier version of D&D made a difference, but later versions of D&D do not.
So Hobgoblin, bit boring, maybe an option for you, Matt.
what is a Hadozi?
It's on the list.
Hadozi, they're a...
Monkey man.
Monkey man,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Yes, great. I'm listening.
So
All right,
you...
Dr. Fraser Crane.
As for the same reason that hobgoblins are a thing, you also can't play a orc in Dungeons and Dragons, but you can play a half orc because of reasons.
Okay.
So half
Adam,
orcs,
can I ask a quick question? Can I play 2 half orcs?
Oh, that's good.
if you want, you can pick half orc and just say that you're an orc. I don't care. It's really a difference in name only.
The Trayman Show. The Trayman Show, Draymond Show is still alive.
Jesus
are they the
Christ.
orcs? Orcs are the tree people?
Orcs aren't tree people.
Oh,
No.
what are tree people?
Do you want me
I'm
to?
thinking of tree
No, we don't have time for this. What's the next one? What's after Hadozi?
There's half orcs, then halflings, halflings are just lucky. They're very
Oh.
very
like to
very
program
fortunate
luckiness.
people. Yeah, they have a couple of abilities based on being lucky and on being merry. Generally, halfling is another name for hobbit. Hobbits and halflings are basically
yes,
the
yes,
same.
yes,
cool.
yes, yes. That's good. You do have very hairy feet.
They are
And you are
disgustingly
quite
hairy.
lucky.
Yeah.
There's herringons, who are rabbit people.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
They literally have an ability that just gives them a little extra hop.
A little extra hop.
Yeah, they can move just a little bit further, only like a step further.
so
per
cute.
dice roll.
Sorry?
For every roll of the dice.
I think it's a once a turn ability as a bonus action. Yeah, so once a turn, you can do a little extra hop and you go a little bit further.
That's cute.
And wherever you land, you get destroyed by a proper character.
It just means like you're at the front of the pack, so you get killed first.
For some reason, you're leading the pack into battle as a rabbit.
Go.
I just looked it up. I was thinking Ents. They're tree
Ents.
people.
Yes, Ents.
We should just let the listeners know as well that Adam is drinking out of a skull-shaped goblet.
Yeah.
It's a...
Everything you're picturing about a D&D master is what Adam is. He's wearing the cape. He's drinking out of a skull.
Yeah.
Got the hood.
It works.
Pulled forward. Where was I? Humans. H. We're nearly out of H. Humans. Your classic tubular rasta, the blank slate, there's nothing powerful or weak about them. They're just a blank slate to build upon.
Why would you play human?
You were talking about hobgoblins being boring. I think we've found a new boring.
I was about to say, I play games for escapism. Why would I play human? My favorite video game is The Sims. And more often than not, I just make them go to work and get a promotion.
Is a sim an option?
That would be
humans.
based on your own choices, I think.
Okay.
Then, where were we? Kobolds. So, I believe kobold allows you to fly. Yes, there are options within kobolds that allow you to fly. So, kobold is a dragon-born dragon person, but short.
Oh.
You're but a wee one.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I think kobolds are cute. I like them. What else? Lion people, lizard people, elephant people.
Okay.
Elephant people.
Loxodon. You can be an elephant person.
Whoa.
You get a trunk that can grab and manipulate items and stuff.
Oh, there's too many good options. This is hard.
There's Minotaur. There is I Am a Fool. You can play an orc. That is a semi-recent addition. So you could be a half orc or an orc.
I don't know how we can trust you.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Well, at least listeners are stopping yelling at their iPods now.
Owl people. There's Plasmoid, you are an amoeba.
Plasmoid.
Like a big amoeba.
Yeah, okay.
Anything you think an amoeba can do, a plasmoid can do. You can, you got
gloop about.
Yeah,
You can like Alex Mack along the floor and
You can Alex Mack other amoeboids.
Tabaxi. There is. I mean, you've already selected fairy, but I mean, obviously, you can change. Tabaxi are cat or dog people.
Ooh, that is tempting. I do like
as in like just a human that likes cats or dogs a little too much.
Like a.
I'm a dog person.
I'm a dog person.
Here's a picture of my dog. That's
Get a tabaxi up your jaxi could be your catchphrase.
you are unbelievable today. What's going on? Did you have 8 hours sleep or something?
Oh, I had 10.
What's
I reckon.
going on? This is incredible.
And if you wanted to do the media version, you could do a Tabaxi Driver starring Robert De Niro
That's right, yeah.
as a dog person with a lot of personal issues.
There's tiefling who are.
I don't like it.
What?
Tiefling.
Oh,
Teeth.
Tiefling. Tiefling
Okay.
are
I was picturing something that was just teeth.
Teeth.
Like
I
teeth
like it.
all over. Well,
kind of like a half demon or devil. You don't have to be evil. You just have
I don't mind that, but I hate the name. So it's going to have to be a no for me.
Okay.
turtle people.
Turtle.
Tortoise person.
Oh my God. Turtle. Can we... Turtle the tortoise? Oh, yeah.
That rules.
Am I too turtley for the turtle club?
It could have been like a tortellini person. I thought of.
Oh my God. I love
Both good
tortellini.
options.
Warforged are robot people.
Ooh, Dave.
Just like Brendan Fraser in that show on TV.
Doom Patrol.
Doom
Dan-
Patrol, yes.
Dan
yes.
Patrol.
Yonti are snake people, and that is the end of
Yonti's great name.
the end of the interesting list.
Okay.
Okay. Oh
Anything
my gosh.
standing out to you, Dave? I go to Dave first because you might not go on a tangent about something you knew when you were 9 or,
Yeah, and you might not entertain. I get it.
Gnomes? Tell me
No.
more about... Were they the mechanical ones?
They can pick to be mechanical, yes.
I can sort of tinker.
They can tinker, or changeling sounds fun
Yeah,
too.
changing sounds fun.
It's fun. Or
Angelina Jolie film.
Gnomes who pick the tinkerer path, they can create a little clockwork object. The clockwork object can be one of three things. It can be a toy, which is an animal, monster, person, so yada, yada, yada. It can kind of any sort of toy. It's wind up. It walks around and makes noises as appropriate to whatever you've made. You could make a fire starter. You could make a music box.
Ooh, Twisted Fire Starter.
And you're just proficient with knowledge of mechanical objects and whatnot.
Wow. Ching.
What were the other things you said? Changeling?
Changeling, that's very cool because they can change into things, obviously.
Yes. And
And the other one was a little tortoise boy.
yeah.
Oh, man, I like the sound.
But
of
what do you
those.
get for that?
Ninja Turtles, is that what
It's
you're
got to be like
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's
protective
cool.
shell.
Yes, very correct. Protective shell. You have armor, which is innate to your being. You don't need to wear armor. You just have the shell. You can go into your shell, which means that you can't do anything, but it's very hard for people to hurt you. And
physically. We can
Yes.
still yell insults at him, though, right?
you absolutely can.
You're a
And
coward in there. You're a coward. Come out.
I can't hear you.
Come out, little puss boy.
I can't hear you. I'm listening to music in here. I've got a Spotify subscription.
And you have claws, which you can use to attack
Ooh,
people.
that's pretty good.
Oh, and you can hold your breath for up to an hour.
Whoa.
That's so long.
That's a lot of good
There's so many
perks in that one.
But it's because I've written down a few, I don't know, like, I've written down some character names
yeah.
throughout the week.
Sure.
That came to me, and then a little job that goes with the character name.
Okay.
But I don't know if we reveal that yet, or because it.
We will get to jobs. There is a section for job.
Were we all meant to have done homework?
I was just enjoying the process of coming up with funny names.
I was going to use a generator or something.
There is a generator.
yeah.
Great. But
I'm
one of
mad
them
for a name generator.
one
I
of them-
use it a lot. We
this-
have a horse name generator I use for nearly everything at the moment. It's really good.
So I don't know, like if I should use my name to influence my decision, or
Well, we'll start with. I don't know. I guess it's honestly up to you. You can do whatever you want.
Does a name define a person? You know
Good
what I
point.
mean?
yeah, in
think
my
it-
world, it's nominative determinism.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Was trying to help, but yeah, no, you're on your own here, dude.
I like you're working back from the job and the name. I'm trying to work back from what I'm picturing people to do drawings of me as. So I'm like, which of these beings looks good with a red beard?
Yeah. Good one. Great.
Lion
thinking.
Man.
Lion
Yeah, is there a
Man.
lion man?
Yeah, there was a lion
Yeah,
man.
there is Leonin. I think they're called
That's pretty good.
And what can it do?
Leonin. I think, like with a lot of things we've suggested so far, have claws.
Okay. It's like the talons of the land.
Yes. You have an ability called Daunting Roar, where you roar and it scares people.
That's pretty good.
You are proficient with
Proficient. I like that.
with athletics, intimidation, perception, and survival. Athletics is anything.
Javelin.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, anything
Chuck Piffin thing.
that you might see at the Olympics.
So we put some hurdles in front of you. You're going to clear those
Easy.
pretty quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me and the rabbit will. Yeah.
Intimidation.
Gonna leave little pixie boy behind.
Intimidation is
Fair.
obvious. Intimidation is obviously how scary you are. Perception is your ability to see, hear, smell, detect the world around
Okay.
you. And survival is living off the land.
That's pretty good.
That sounds fun. I like Monkey Man. I like Bird Person. Can you pick for me?
I can pick for you if you want, yeah.
Can you just pick one that's really good though? You're doing
well,
it.
they're-
You're doing it at random.
What was the list that you had again?
Lion Boy,
Leonin?
Monkey Boy,
Monkey Boy.
Birdman.
Flying Man.
And the little dragon who can fly.
I love the little dragon. If I'm picking up, you're being a kobold.
I'm a cobalt.
So does Matt look like a dragon? We're looking at him.
I will show you what a kobold looks like.
I've got to imagine.
I understand.
Yes, thank you so much.
You are a method player.
Exactly. I'm not looking at Matt
Method
anymore.
Man.
I'm looking at a kobold.
Let's have a look at what a cobalt looks like.
That's what a kobold looks
Oh,
like.
yeah.
That's
you
really
are
nuggety.
ripped.
Put a red beard on there. That's cool.
Yep.
He is ripped.
He's already red.
Thank you. Could you show me what a gnome looks like
A gnome? Absolutely.
in this world? Because we all have an image of a garden gnome. Is it very similar to that?
Yeah.
I
hope so.
would say
Romeo
no.
and Juliet. We're all picturing Romeo and Juliet, aren't we?
Obviously.
Where's a good picture?
I reckon Romeo and Juliet came up last time we did this.
Possibly.
Is that possible?
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, yeah, you look pretty cool.
Pretty
actually.
nuggety.
I like your outfit.
Oh, yeah.
A
That
little beard.
That is
Yeah.
very...
You're cute as shit.
yeah.
The clothes, I didn't really... You never said they were well dressed.
Yeah,
That is the artist's interpretation. Gnomes can, or they don't have to be well dressed.
some of them look
Well,
like shit.
Dave's one will be well dressed.
I'm
let's be honest.
okay. I'm going to lock in tinkering gnome, please.
Tinkering gnome, a fine choice.
Fine or
He's just
incredible
being
choice,
nasty.
my lord.
thank you, sir.
Please.
Please let me live.
My family depend on me to have this job. What? And did you want to go with what I pick, or did you want to pick?
I'm happy with Cobalt.
Yeah, do
Cobalt?
it.
I like the name Cobalt as well. It's
I love
isn't
the
that
name.
is that like a kind of metal or something?
King of cobalt.
Cobalt.
Yeah.
Yes, I am thinking of that.
Although kobold, I believe, comes from the creature kobold comes from a old, I think, English fairy tale about creatures that dwelled in mines.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I was right, Dave.
Please don't use me to fight.
I never thought you were wrong.
Adam, can you tell Dave that I was right?
And if Matt's wrong, I don't want to be right.
So with the kobolds, you get to pick your legacy, which you can pick to be crafty, defiant, or draconic sorcery. So craftiness gives you a proficiency with a skill. Defiance means that you are hard to frighten, and draconic sorcery gives you a spell. I'd go draconic sorcery.
Draconic. I'm thinking draconic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah,
As soon as
that's
you said the word
interesting. Yeah,
draconic,
yeah.
I was in.
I'm feeling pretty draconian.
So there are a lot of spell options, but rather than list them all out, so I'll just give you like a roster of options, and then I'll kind of pick one for you. So would you like a spell that's useful in a fight? Would you like a spell that's useful outside of a fight? One of those two we'll start with.
Which one do you reckon?
It's hard to say. Either one could be useful.
Okay, I'll go in a fight.
In a fight? Okay.
choice.
I think that's good because looking at the pictures of
Yeah, that-
what I look like and what you look like, I feel like you're going to be our fighter.
That's funny.
And the fairy, obviously, I imagine you have some sort of magical awesomeness.
Okay, so I'm imagining fairies like from Shirley Barber books that I loved when I was a kid.
That's what I was imagining too.
Yeah.
You
so
could look like that if
that's
you
what
want.
I look
That's
like.
allowed, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You,
Sick.
I'm showing you.
Sparkly as shit.
And what I think about that, the best, 'cause people would be like, oh, she's not going to hurt me. Pull out a knife,
Yeah,
slice
shank
the
'em.
throat.
That's right.
That's funny.
I'm a fairy, but I'm a
looking for-
psycho.
I'm looking forward to that. I describe or I say things about or about these creatures, but feel free to, step outside and be a little different. You can be a gnome with a big red pointy hat if that's what you'd
Oh,
prefer.
that's cool.
That's
yeah,
absolutely
I want you to be
allowed.
a garden gnome.
Made out of plaster of Paris as well. Is that what that is?
I don't know.
What is plaster of Paris?
Isn't that
idea.
what you do to make a cast?
Yeah, isn't that
Yeah.
is that what they are? No.
I've never heard of Paris though.
I think it's just a type of plaster.
Is that when you went to a children's workshop and you got to make a little mold?
Yeah.
I'm thinking that probably, but that's not what you'd have as a garden gnome. They're not
No.
made for the outdoors.
I don't think so.
pick.
When I did do that, though, Dave, it was a turtle.
So for the spell, really quickly, I'm just going to give you a bunch of different types of damage. So you can do fire, electricity, acid. Stop me when one of these sounds good. Fire, electricity, acid, thunder, which is noise as opposed to electricity.
It's spooky though.
Psychic. You can cause psychic damage.
Oh.
Cold, ice, poison.
I mean, these are all sick.
Yeah.
But I think, I think my guy's like pretty badass.
Yeah.
Acid or poison.
Probably plays electric guitar.
Okay.
And creates the sound of thunder.
Oh.
All right. Let's go shocking grasp.
Okay.
I just got where you're going with that.
So you could have thrown acid on him, but instead you're like, I'll make a big noise.
I don't like acid. I don't want to do that to people.
Why not?
Melting people, I'm not into it.
Sounds a bit brutal.
It's a bit much.
Poison?
I liked electricity. Well, I was thinking, but thunder is just sick.
Hey, it's your role.
So now,
Electricity is pretty good as well.
now we're in the class options. So you can think of class as it's the abilities that your character is going to be getting.
I'd say lower middle.
It's the abilities that your character is going to be getting as they level up. You can call this your profession if you want, but not everyone might call it their profession. So, for example, the first one on the list is Artificer, who is a tinkerer like the gnome is, but they get a lot more impressive powers. You can make cool machines and stuff like that. It's a very complicated class. I'll let you know right off the bat. So I don't know if I'd recommend it for a new player, but it is a lot of fun when you learn it.
Cool.
So if you pick Artificer, your character might not be like, oh, I'm an artificer. You might be like, oh, I'm a toy maker, or, oh, I fix clocks. Or you could even just be, I am a firefighter, and the things that you make fight fires, essentially, if that makes sense.
Whoa. Not really, but it sounds, it sounds like the kind of thing that in season 2 I might do.
All you need to know is these form the abilities that you're going to be getting as you level up, but you don't need to be like, oh, this defines my character, if that makes sense. So Artificer is the first one. Barbarian is the next. Barbarians get a big stick and they hit things. They have their main ability is called Rage. They enter a rage and they get very strong and they hit things with their big stick.
Can you imagine if a fairy is a barbarian?
That's awesome.
That's really good.
That's
She's like
awesome.
Fairy Hulk.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
That would be
Barbarian.
Yeah.
I think that'd be your name.
That's good
And
stuff.
then you just wake up after a rage. What happened?
What?
And you look around and there's bodies
Does anybody
everywhere.
need some pixie dust?
Pretty much, yeah. As you get more and more powerful, you can literally get abilities where you kind of lose yourself in the rage.
Yes.
And I think this might be an earlier edition of D&D, but there's a type of barbarian who stops caring about who they fight. And I have had players kill the entire party like that.
Again, I like to play games to escape, but this is getting a little close to home.
So Barbarian. Bard is a entertainer. You get a lot of very personable skills. You get some magic, and that magic is often delivered through the medium of music, but it can be kind of any. You could be a great orator if you wanted to. Your magic is delivered through a performance. That's the only requirement.
Cool.
It could
like
be
real
Shakespeare if you want.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to attack them by starting. I couldn't think of a Shakespeare.
To be.
That was perfectly timed. That was incredible.
I was like, Hamlet.
Clerics are powerful healing and assisting sort of characters. You'll get a lot of abilities that are really good at helping others. You can also take the stage with your abilities sometimes, but a lot of your stuff will revolve around worshipping a deity of some sort. You can make up the deity. There could be a god of war. There could be a god of jokes. Could be a god of anything, really.
I feel like maybe you were a cleric last time.
That sounds like me.
It's a very useful class to have because they're very good, like I said, at helping other players. The bard also does that, but the cleric's very good at it. Druids get the ability to shape change into animals, and they are also very good in survival situations. Outside of a city, you'll shine. You're very powerful there. Fighters are a little bit like the human of the classes. You can kind of do a lot of different things. You're just good in combat, basically. And there are various different types of, like, you could be a knight, you could be a swashbuckler, that sort of thing. There are a lot of options.
You could be a swashbuckler? Holy shit.
Yeah, 3 swashbucklers, please.
That would be a fun game. You could be pirates on the high seas.
Yeah, put that down for everybody. Thank you.
Holy shit. Swashbuckler.
Swashbuckler.
I don't think I want to hear another word you say.
There are monks. Monks are Bruce Lee, your martial artist type thing.
Cool.
They don't use weapons, don't wear armor, but they're very good at hitting people with their fists, feet, head, whatever. Maybe not head. That's very high impact, and we won't be allowed in the UK, I think. There's Paladins are like the cleric, but they're very combat focused. So they have a little bit of clerical powers, but they're very much more like the fighter, really. Rangers are like Legolas.
Yep.
If you're thinking of Legolas, you're thinking of the Ranger. That's what they do.
Okay. But, and just for the listeners who don't know what Legolas is.
Rangers are very good with ranged weapons. So a bow and arrow, or it could be even a crossbow. And they can also pick to be very useful with 2 swords at once, or just 2 weapons at once, really.
Right.
Maybe think Hawkeye.
Yeah, that's a much better one. Hawkeye.
What's Legolas from?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, man.
Orlando Bloom.
Oh, okay. He's an elf, right?
He's an elf. Yes.
You don't have to be an elf.
Because the blonde ones are elves. Is that right?
Just say yes, Adam. Just
I never thought that, but that's correct.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy. Rogues are thieves, assassins, scoundrels.
Oh my god, scoundrels.
put it down for 3, please.
3 swashbuckling scoundrels, please.
It would be funny again for a fairy to be like just a thief.
Yeah. This is kind of what you were describing before, where you're shanking someone when they're not looking. That is what the rogue does.
Yeah.
You get an ability. Your main ability as a rogue is the sneak attack, which is if an enemy cannot properly defend against you, either they're busy doing something else or they didn't see you, you get a massive damage boost.
I think that's awesome because like people would be like, "Fairy, what are you going to do?" And then again,
because again, I'm a very pretty fairy.
Yeah.
I'm like so cute and pretty.
Oh, hello, pretty fairy.
And then
stab
like, bang!
both eyes out.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're just
That'd be
offering
fun.
you, they're behind the bar going, what would it be today?
Stab.
And then you take your drink for free.
I'm going between barbarian and rogue, I think, so far.
The final 3 are the magical classes, the main magical classes. There's sorcerer, warlock, and wizard. And the 3 of those, it's just kind of pick your poison with where you want your magic coming from. Sorcerers...
I'm picturing it's like your hands,
Your butt.
your mind, or your dick.
Barman, what would you like to drink?
You just thrust it at him.
The sorcerer has an innate magical ability, and you'll be able to pick what that innate magical ability is. Some sorcerers have draconic ancestry, and through that they get magic. Some sorcerers are innately able to channel a thing called wild magic, which is magic's a little crazy. And they're able to kind of ride the wave of that chaos and use that. There's warlocks who make a deal with a patron. You'll have a patron who basically wants something in exchange for giving you magical powers. And then wizards have a big dusty book that they study, and they went to university, essentially.
Yeah, okay. They're the academic.
Yeah.
Dave.
Maybe that was me last time.
So those are the classes.
Okay.
What's everyone thinking? What's the initial impression?
I am tossing up between barbarian and rogue because I think that's very funny.
I think they're awesome.
To be
Yes.
like again, Shirley Barber style, very pretty fairy. Long flowing locks. Glitter just coming from places. She's shimmering all the time. And then she just gets really mad and bashes the shit out of you. That's funny. I want barbarian.
Love it.
Cool. All right. Barbarian for Jess. And
Oh my God, I'm She-Hulk.
you are She-Hulk.
I did it.
The boys?
I figure you said it worthwhile someone being a cleric.
We don't need a cleric. It's just it is a useful thing to have in a party, but the bard is equally useful if you want to help other people.
Oh, the
I was a bard last time.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You had a musical instrument.
Yeah.
That's fun. With like a flute or something. The lute.
Bards typically form the face of the party, so they do a lot of talking to other people because they get a lot of cool abilities and are very good at it.
You are
innately.
full of shit.
That does not feel like my
You
strong
will
suit.
not
What are
stop
you talking
talking
about?
today.
Yeah, I think today, so far, that is your strength.
But that's I'm not a forward-facing talker. I'll talk inwards.
Dave's the real leader of our trio normally, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the one who'll talk
We make him talk to strangers for us.
strangers.
Yeah.
You got to have someone in the party to
yeah,
talk to
yeah.
strangers. I mean, your friendship group to talk.
Yeah. He's the one who's like, hi, how you going? And Matt and I are in the background going, oh, I'm scared.
Ask him about free parking.
Yeah. Can you order me a coffee,
That's why we're
please?
playing Monopoly. I'll go with cleric, and I'm going to have a god of...
You don't have to pick right now.
great.
Tell us a little. Remind me about the cleric.
The cleric they're largely seen as a support character, but they can take the spotlight. The paladin is a lot better at taking the spotlight, but the cleric's very malleable. Because you can pick kind of any god to worship, depending on what god you worship, really largely affect what sort of abilities that you get.
Kind of malleable, sort of like plaster of Paris before it's set.
Absolutely. Yeah. I would say that's very similar. Yeah.
Great.
So cleric there's more noodly choices to go beyond there.
Great.
And then
Okay, I've narrowed it down to 3, I think, which is you said it was very complicated, but because I'm a tinkerer, is it good to be the person who's good at building stuff? The first one, or
That was one he was like, I don't recommend
yes, I know
this.
that's it. So it appealed to me until you said I don't recommend it. Maybe it's too complicated. I also like the idea of a little gnome guy doing martial art,
Yes, that's very
a
fun.
little bit of
monk.
Bruce Lee action, or being a druid. You said out and about is pretty
Yes.
good out in the forest. Out of town. They shine. So those are the 3 things that appeal to me the most. What do you recommend?
like I said, Artificer can be very noodly and it's very difficult, or it can be difficult for a new time player to pick up on it. But when you've kind of gotten a hold of it, there's a lot of cool things there. So I'm hesitant to say don't pick Artificer if you like the sound of it. We will be starting at level 1, so I'm going to make this as easy as I can to start with. So, and then obviously I'll be here the entire time to be like, oh, don't forget you have this ability. Don't forget that's how this works.
Okay.
So if you're up for the challenge, I think you should pick Artificer if you're liking it.
Okay. Maybe the other 2 didn't.
The other druids and gnomes do work very well. It's in D&D, it's actually a classic combo, the gnome druid. So I wouldn't say no to the druid either.
I think... if you're reading between the lines there, he's saying you're a coward if you don't pick Atomizer. Is that what everyone's hearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Monks, speaking the truth.
Unfortunately for you, I am a coward. So.
Monk would be the easiest of the 3 that you've picked to play.
Loving that. But is it fun?
I think it's
picking up on
very fun, yeah.
Imagine the imagery. Again, I'm going all for the imagery of this, right? That's why I've chosen for my fairy to beat the shit out of you. I think that's very funny. Imagine a gnome. And he's wearing, in those pictures, he was wearing like a 3-piece suit,
Yeah,
with
that
a
was
little
fun.
time
And then
piece.
just going...
Yeah, and then just like kicking you in the nuts.
Or turning into a bear as a druid could.
Oh.
I didn't.
It's not, I don't mean to get you too excited straight away. Being a bear is a complicated thing. It's not going to be it's not at level 1, but
Okay.
you will.
You'll get
Listeners
there.
won't
Will
get this.
eventually, yeah.
Dave got fully erect when he said it. That's why I had to talk him back down.
Hang on, this is inappropriate.
Whoa.
Let's remember.
Okay, my main question is I'm already a tinkerer. If I'm an artificer, will that enhance that ability and be a really good combo? Or is it like if I pick something else, I'm still able to make little machiney things? So like it's better to pick something else to have 2 strengths.
You can still make little machiney things, absolutely, if you pick druid or monk. I mean, if you pick artificer, it's thematic. That's the combo there.
And that's seen as good.
No, it's I'm sorry. It's not seen as good or bad. It's just you are thematically creating a character that's consistent the entire way through. But
Rather than being a jack of all trades, you're a master of one.
pretty much, yeah.
Okay, great. Let's do it. Let's go hardcore.
Artificer?
Artificer.
All right.
How's that for a combo for us, Adam?
I think it's a good lineup. We've got the barbarian, who's definitely
Our
your
muscle.
frontline. Yeah, you're the muscle. You've got a cleric, a great assisting character. You'll be very good right behind the barbarian.
Yeah. That'll be done so right. Yeah, just poking over the barbarian shoulder. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Fuck him up!
Yeah.
And artificers are very clever, and so you're going to be good at anything that isn't... well, you're good at combat as well, but you're good at anything that isn't combat as
How
well.
have we just fallen into our actual real life dynamic?
Because I think that we just hear, we go, oh, they sound cool.
And I went, I want to be the violent one.
So, there's... sorry to keep going with this, but I promise you we're more than halfway done.
Hey, it's Danny Pellegrino from Everything Iconic. Ready to upgrade your style game without blowing your budget? Check out Quince. They've got all the good stuff, shirts and polos, activewear, and fine leather goods, all at 50 to 80% less than other high-end brands. And the best part? They're all about safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing. Get that luxury vibe without the luxury price tag. Hit up quince.com/upgrade for free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's quince.com/upgrade.
If you want years of better sleep, then you have to upgrade your bedding during Bowl and Branch's annual summer event. Right now, you can get Bowl and Branch's best-selling, naturally cooling sheets with their best offer of the season. Feel the difference night after night of light and breathable sheets made with the highest quality materials. Shop the Bowl and Branch annual summer event now for 20% off site-wide. Plus free shipping on your first set of sheets at bowlandbranch.com with code BUTTERY. Limited time only. Exclusions apply. See site for details.